Guys, it's time for another project. I've got to get all of this thinned out. Good morning, guys. Old man winter's finally showed up. It's I think it was 18 degrees this morning, something like that. 16, 12 or 16 yesterday. So it's definitely cool outside. I guess I'm at a standstill on the house. I'm gonna have to make the trip to Dallas to get scaffolding, so I'm not gonna do that right this minute. I'm not in a hurry. With winter, winter being here right now, it's going to be hit or miss. Even working on it, I do have a lot of other projects I need to get working on. Part of it is all of this back behind me. All of this. It's about, I don't know, it's probably 6 acres. I need to get it thinned out. There's a lot of overgrowth. It doesn't look like it much right now just because it's winter and there's no leaves on the trees, but there's a lot in here that needs to be thinned out. All the big trees I'm going to leave. All the little ones I'm just going to get rid of. The ones that's big enough to make any kind of just round firewood, I'll give those to my neighbor. The rest is just going to go to the burn pile. I'll burn it all up and the ashes later can get used in the garden. But I need to get all of this thinned out because this is where I'm going to put all the goats. It needs to be thinned out so I can get grass to grow in here. There's just no sun in here at all. There's in the warmer months of the years, there's just nothing on the ground. It's just old dead leaves. So it needs to be thinned out, and I can make a nice place for the goats. I also have to build, starting all the way back up here, I need to build a fence. I am going to build a wooden fence, so it's pretty expensive to get it done. I need to measure it off completely, but it's going to be around 1/4 mile for the wooden fence. I know it's a lot more expensive than it needs to be. I could do it cheap, but it's not, wouldn't match everything else here on the farm. So eventually, there's no sense redoing it, later to make it look better. Just do it the first time and get it over with, bite the bullet. But I'm going to get in here. There's a lot of down trees. We had the storms come through here a week or two ago, and a lot of the older dead trees, it just blew them down. So I'm going to take the chainsaw, cut them into pieces, and pick them up with the tractor. I got to start throwing this stuff on a brush pile and start cleaning up some of this mess. This is just another project that needs to get done. When I see where I'm going to have about a week long or 10 days of decent weather, I'm going to get out there, get the barn cleaned out, get the floor leveled up, and the guy's going to come out and pour the concrete slab. But I need some decent weather to do that too. I don't want to take everything out of the barn and then be stuck for 3 weeks with it outside while I'm waiting on decent weather to pour the slab. So it's just kind of a timing thing. You know how it is in winter. Everything gets, you work around Mother Nature. There's nothing you can do about it. So I'm going to get busy cutting some of this larger stuff up, or I say larger, longer, and that way I can carry it over there and get ready to set this thing on fire. Alright guys, I've got enough started, cut up, that I can try and set these brush piles on fire. I don't know if they're too wet. They shouldn't be. I'm going to try to do it without using any diesel or anything like that, since I'm going to try to use the ashes in the garden later on. I'm going to use a weed burner. I hope it gets hot enough, long enough, using the weed burner to set them on fire. This old pine, this is some of the logs left over from when I was building the house. These were the ones that were too small and too crooked or beat up or just whatever. And they've been laying there for, man, I don't know, 5 years, I guess. So they're rotten. You know, they hadn't been, no preventative or preservative or anything put on them. They've never been treated. So I'm gonna go ahead, grab the weed burner, try to set this other little one on fire first, and then set this one on fire. I think it's far enough away from these two trees. It's not gonna get big enough to damage the trees any. If it does, I just end up with more firewood. Let that sit there and keep the weed burner going for a little bit. It'll get hot, wind's in my favor, and hopefully it'll take off. I can go around and pick up a bunch of other crap thrown there. Hopefully it'll start burning. You know, I know all this, it seems pretty boring, you know, out here doing this kind of thing, but you know, it's not all fun and games. It's not cool projects. It's not always neat stuff to do when you're on a farm. Most of it's pretty boring. It's a lot easier to have a full-time job, get up, go to work, come home, and then do what you want to do, than to do what I do. You have something to do every single day. You don't get a day off. If it's cold, if it's raining, whatever, it is what it is. But you just have to love to do it. It's part of being, you know, on a homestead or a farm. It's just things that you have to get done. You can video it and put it out there. If you want to watch it, you can watch it. If not, you know, I'm just going to keep on doing it. So I'm just bringing you guys along to see what I do out here most of the time when I'm not making a video of the house or the barn or whatever. This is an everyday thing for me. Well, that one's starting to go a little bit. While it's going, I'm going to go grab the backhoe, start kind of pushing all this stuff together, and try to get some more of this cleanup work done. Guys, you walk away for 5 minutes and this is where your fire goes. I don't know if you can tell, but it was way over there. But that's okay. I'll just let it burn all these leaves. It won't hurt a thing. That's for me to rake up in the springtime. But it looks like this one's finally taken off. I'm gonna let it go a little while longer to make sure it's gonna burn. And I'm gonna come here with the backhoe, start pushing a bunch of this up into a pile. It'll get some air in it, but I don't wanna choke it out at the same time if I kind of mash it down or whatever. But hopefully I'll get a lot of this burn up today and tonight. We have ice and snow coming in the next couple days, and it'll be just perfect. I won't have to worry about it getting out. It'll probably take most of the afternoon for this stuff to burn down. Once it burns a bunch of this out, I get the backhoe and just keep pushing it up and rolling it up until the weather gets here and rains me out. But it's just one more thing that needs to be done to, you know, to get ready to put some more animals out here. I think this is going to be a good place for the goats. They'll have plenty of room to, you know, run around. They won't be confined to a small pen. I'm not going to have that many goats anyway, but like I said, it'll give them roughly 6 acres to, you know, spread out. So they won't be cramped. They have a lot of room to climb around, you know, and be goats. I took the weed burner. You can see right here, I just walked along through here setting all the leaves on fire. The wind is blowing that direction, so I just backed up a pretty good ways, set it on fire. The leaves out here are going to crawl towards the wind, but they're going to go real slow. It'll blow all the fire back that way, and I don't have to worry about it getting out. And, you know, I can come out here at night and keep, you know, rolling the stuff back over and keep it burning, but I don't have to worry about it, you know, taking off in the middle of the night and heading down through the mountains, because then we'd be in trouble. I'm just gonna let this burn for a little while, and that's really it. It's just kind of hanging out. Did get a phone call though from the dentist. Tomorrow I get my teeth, so I'm excited about that. Well, it's still going. Rain hasn't gotten here yet. I don't know if you can see me very well out here in the dark, but I don't know, it's probably around 1 o'clock in the morning. A lot of it's burnt up. Actually more burnt than I thought it would. This is a pretty big pile of logs. But I've pushed it up into a pile a couple of times, and it's not going to go anywhere. All the leaves around it are burned, so I think I'm gonna let it go for tonight. I'm not going to worry about it anymore. It's just about time to finish this little video up and go to bed. That's it. It's hot too.